CARA. We're in Mandaluyong, and it's an animal welfare shelter. They mainly capture street cats and neuter and vaccinate them and then re-release them. But they do have some dogs and cats up for adoption. So let's go in and meet the staff. In the office at the moment. Well, they're making sure the dogs are all locked up. Hello. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. So this is the recovery room, and all of these cats you can see here have been captured on the streets in various barangays around here, where the centre has an agreement with that barangay to do it. They take the cats off the street, they bring them in here, they're neutered, vaccinated, and then released.
So the males stay here for about 2 days, and then the females stay a bit longer for recovery. When they show signs of being sick, like having colds, they will stay here a bit longer, and we will medicate them until they're better before we return them to the areas from which we got them from.
Hello, it's all right, it's okay, it's all right.
Here are for adoption, and then those are FIV positive cats, so they're not for adoption. They'll just stay here and live out the rest of their life.
What does FIV positive mean?
It's like HIV for humans, so their immune system is not that strong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hello, you're up for adoption, I believe. What's your name? Now the dogs have gone crazy. That particular cat's not very friendly, so it's not up for adoption, but the others are. And they all look very happy. I've had to cover my shoes before we go into the next room so that I don't bring any contaminants from here into the next place. All of these cats are up for adoption. Sorry, right now.
Right now, we recently asked for donations to help us with their vet expenses. As you can see, some of them are inside cages. Those are the ones with the colds. So we don't want them mixing with the cats that are healthy. So we kept them in the cages.
And so the cats in the cages have got colds. But that's because of the weather.
Yes, some of them because of the weather, and then the reason we had to get help for the funds because the doctor advised for us to get them tested.
So the ones that aren't in cages are up for adoption and they're fit and healthy. Hello, hello. I know this looks a bit strange, a microphone on a camera.
Blinky is one of our senior cats. She's already partially blind.
Oh.
But she's very affectionate. So she's up for adoption. We believe she's around 13 years old.
13 years old?
Yeah. So the other cats pick on her. So we hope she gets adopted soon.
Blinky is 13 years old and she's very healthy. And the other cats pick on her.
She's very affectionate towards people, but because she's already partially blind, she tends to become defensive towards the other cats when they brush up against her. She thinks that they're doing something like fighting with her. Yeah.
Yeah, so. Right. I saw that just then. Yeah. This cat's giving it. We're going through to see the dogs now. And I've always been a bit more of a dog person. Oh. Hello, These two are a bit excitable. It's all right. It's all right. They don't seem to like the camera. Hello. We're back in the office, and these cats you can see in the cages here are going to be returned to the streets that they were taken from. When the cats are returned, the CARA organises for volunteers to make sure they're fed so that they're successfully reintroduced to their area. Right, so I'm just going to ask Army now, what are the different ways that people can help CARA?
The different ways, other than adopting a cat or a dog from us, is you can send in donations, financial donations. You can also donate in kind, such as cat and dog food. So the different ways to donate to us financially is through PayPal, BPI, our bank, and we have simplygiving.com, and we also receive donations through GCASH.
Apart from actually adopting an animal, you can also sponsor an animal, can't you?
Yes, you can sponsor a dog or a cat for a month or up to a year. It's up to you.
I'd like to sponsor a dog for a month to start. How much would that cost?
So to sponsor a dog, it's about $25 a month, and for a cat, $15 a month.
$25 is about 1,250 pesos. Okay. You can also, which is what I'm going to do, you can also come down here and give them the money in cash. And that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to sponsor a dog for a month. I'll give you 1,300. Yes, okay. 1,300. Thank you. All right, I just got my receipt. So I just rounded it up to 1,300. And so that feeds and looks after a dog for a month, which is, it's something, it's not much, but it's something.
You could find fosters for the little ones, even just for a short time.
Oh yeah.
They're
So if you think you could foster a kitten for a short period of time, how long?
even a month, it would really help us.
So for as short as a month, just to get them out of here so they're not in contact with so many other animals, because at such a young age they're susceptible to disease. So if you think you can do that, let them know. Well, that was CARA, and it was interesting. Army was saying that the whole place it's basically run on volunteers, and since the pandemic, they haven't been able to do any activities to show the public what they do, and those activities would generally encourage people to volunteer. So if you're thinking of volunteering, if you'd like to, you'd be very, very welcome. Another thing is, if you would like to adopt an animal, a cat is 1,000 pesos and a dog is 1,500. And there's a 3-stage adoption plan. Hi, how are you? Hi. 3-stage adoption plan. Where they would ask you questions about why you want to adopt an animal. They'd need to see photographs of your home to make sure that it's safe for an animal. And then once that's all determined, which is pretty simple, you can select which cat or dog it is that you'd like to take. And then you've got a buddy for life. What better place to finish up the vlog than a Canto freestyle. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
What am I going to have? I'm actually allergic to cats, but I love dogs, and that's why I didn't pat any of the cats, because I get like red eyes and I start sneezing and a runny nose, which I've got a little bit of now. But I love dogs, and I had a dog for 15 years called Reg, and he was a great mate. And so, you know, if you're thinking of getting a dog, get a rescue dog or get a rescue cat. That way, you know, you're saving a life. And those people, that place, CARA, is really doing a wonderful job. They've got 15 pit bulls, and they were rescued from a fighting ring, and they are in terrible shape. And some of them have had operations, and they've all had medications and all sorts of things, and it must have cost a heck of a lot of money. But because of the cruelty that they've suffered throughout their lives, they can never really be adopted out. And so CARA is going to keep them. They were in a different location. They're going to keep them there until they die of old age. That's putting your money where your mouth is. Thank you. A cafe latte. And I put my money where my mouth is. It's 1,250 pesos to sponsor a dog for a month. So that's their food and medication and all kinds of other things. And so that's what I did. I've just done it for a month, and I rounded it up to 1,300. It looks pretty good. How does it taste? Yeah, not bad. Not bad. So as I was saying, I had a dog for 15 years. And it was a wonderful experience. Have my buddy at home, get home, and he'd be so happy and excited to see me. And we'd go out for a walk, and I'd get exercise, and he'd get exercise. And it worked out pretty well for both of us. There's tomato pesto on the tomato, but it's really nice. Also, having a dog, you don't have to worry about burglars. Not with my dog, he was pretty big. There's poached eggs on hash browns with the tomato pesto on the tomato. Well, it was very nice. It's very nice indeed. All up 260 pesos with a cafe latte. So if you're thinking of getting a dog or a cat, do it. Take my advice, do it. But remember that it's not just for Christmas. It's a big responsibility, and they live for a long time.